Now that we're past Valentine's Day and I feel like we're safe enough out of that crazy honeymoon phase that some people get into around that time, if you are a love seeker, okay, and you aren't fully sure that you're ready to jump into the dating game again, this is definitely for you. And definitely check the timestamps in the description for your sun, moon, and rising sign in the following reads because we're going to be going by zodiac element to see what do you need to do, where do you need to grow, and are you ready? Let's get started. All right, Earth signs, let's check you out. Now, as far as whether or not you're ready for jumping in, this looks like a definite no, and your guard is too freaking low to jump back into the dating game. Now, where you need to grow in yourself to ensure that you actually are ready, you have a new opportunity that you've been looking dead center at, and it is there, but you want to definitely wait before you let that opportunity for yourself interfere with your ability to start dating again. Focus on you right now. Focus on that opportunity that's going to help you grow not only as a person, but probably even in your career field. Now, the connection that you need to resolve, we have a reverse Four of Swords here. That's telling me that you already know what connection that you need to resolve, whether that's to let go of it and finally move on from a past relationship, or maybe even just an ex that you need to tell yourself that you're done with, that you no longer want to have an attachment to. Now, as far as where or what you need to look for as far as being ready, we have a reverse Six of Wands. That's telling me that you've got a lot of confidence issues that you definitely want to address before you allow anyone into your life, because something happened in your past relationship that you have zero trust in your ability, in your wonderful self in general. You definitely need to remember who you are and what kind of a badass you are. And the behavior that you need to fix in love is that we've got the Lovers card here. You seem to think that everyone is going to be an excellent partner, or that your current interest is just going to be absolutely wonderful and ignoring the red flags. Dive a little deeper before you jump in. Make sure that they are actually aligned with what you're looking for and needing. Now, can you still be tricked? Absolutely. We got fakes everywhere. But for right now, I would definitely say all this is saying keep dating on the back burner for just a little while longer. Take advantage of that new opportunity for yourself to grow and work on that confidence yesterday. And most importantly, you know what you need to resolve, what connection that needs to be taken care of before you get started. Before anything else, drop that first. You are going to feel loads better. Alrighty, air signs. As far as whether or not you are ready to jump back in the dating game, I'm seeing a very solid yes. You've accomplished most of your goals and you are ready to rock into that game. But before you get started, let's take a look at all these real quick, yeah? Now, where you need to start growing for yourself is you need to accept that you are not in the most comfortable financial position right now, okay? And whether it looks pretty right now or not, you need to accept that you need to lock down your budget just a little harder, because it seems like you may go just a little crazy when you jump back into that game. Now, as far as the connection you need to resolve, you've got a lot of internal conflict with yourself. Now, where this internal conflict is, let's take a quick peek and grab a card. It's apparently in your work-life balance. So that internal conflict with yourself on balancing whether it's your work and life, whether it's your social and trying to date again, you need to definitely ask yourself, do I have time to date, let alone build a relationship with somebody? I would identify that connection with yourself that you need to resolve and make sure that you're able to balance everything that you've got going on right now. Now, as far as where or what to look for in love, this definitely tells me what you need to avoid looking for. Reverse King of Swords. This is a kind of person that is going to come off looking like they know exactly what to do, how to do, and where to do it, but they don't listen. Their communication skills on being able to be a team player instead of just acting like they're the high and mighty is definitely a far from that person's strong point. They're going to be probably one of the first for you to try and jump in line and trying to get you to think that you are their match. Try and make sure that you are avoiding that person. Now, the behavior to fix before you jump into a new love situation. You need to accept that whatever past relationship that you were in was only holding you back, even though it looked like a beautiful opportunity. They probably had all the things you were looking for. They had the career. They had the charisma. They had all of the aligned beliefs that looked great, but they just weren't what you needed. So for this round, before you jump anywhere, make sure that you are locking down your budget before you go buying that new outfit for your first date. Address that issue inside yourself on whether or not you've actually got the time to actually try building a new relationship. Avoid this sucker with the inability to listen when someone else might have a great idea on a problem, or that they're Mr. I can lead everything. And trust that you can have your own new starts and new opportunities without needing someone that has a fabulous career already laid out. If they're still building, keep in mind, in some ways, so are you. All right, water signs. So you definitely have a lot going on here. Now, as far as whether or not you're ready, I'm seeing a definite heavy yes. You are optimistic. You are ready to go. You see a love life that is bright and possible. But most importantly, you've learned a lot. You have definitely leveled up in your ability to trust in your communication skills, to trust in your creative abilities to solve any situation with absolute gorgeous flair. But before you jump in that dating game, let's address these other things real quick. Now, where you need to grow in yourself, it looks like you're almost on the point where you are ready to charge into pretty much any situation and know that you can handle it. But you're kind of tripping yourself up in a few areas, and I imagine it's in these other cards. Because the connection you need to resolve is with your support system. While you've been awesome and growing and getting yourself back on track, I don't know if you've actually been making sure that you've been building a solid support system for when you start dating again, so that if there's red flags that you're missing, these guys can point them out to you. Get back with your friends. Make sure that things are cool. And more importantly, schedule that friend night where you all go out and have an amazing time and reconnect. Now, as far as where or what to look for in your next love, much like another set of signs, I'm seeing more along the lines of what to avoid. Avoid someone who has what looks like great goals, but quite honestly, no actual plan on fulfilling those goals, and no sense of balance between their work life and their emotional life, or even their personal life along with their families. There's a crazy amount of imbalance here. This person is going to look like they've got everything under control, when in reality, they are a mess. Avoid this person like a plague. Honestly, between the 9 and the 2, part of me is kind of wondering if they're not going to be in, I would say, probably the first or second people in your DMs when you jump back in the dating game, if you're trying online dating. And as far as what you need to fix in your love life, before a pattern in your love that you need to fix as far as your behavior, You seem to think that conflict will always resolve itself if one or both of you is leading. Now, granted, I love the fact that you are one of those people that can trust in your judgment and trust that you've always got a plan, a solution. You need to realize that just because there's a conflict, it does not mean that it will always resolve itself in a logical manner. Sometimes that conflict is your red flag. So water signs, definitely work on how you view conflicts in a relationship. Get that support system back on track. Avoid this layabout who's just going to take advantage of you. And have a little more faith in your judgment. That's what's going to lead you forward. All right, last but absolutely not least, my fire signs. So as far as whether or not you're ready, unfortunately, it looks like a heavy, heavy no. You've got a lot of issues that you still need to address as far as, quite honestly, just where you are justified, because we have a reverse justice card, in what you're owed and what you should be giving out into a relationship, and where you definitely need to work on starting that growth in self is that imbalance in your idea of the perfect partner. You need to yourself a few hundred steps back and ask yourself, what does my partner, my ultimate partner, not just my partner, but my ultimate partner actually look like to me? What qualities do they have as a person? What are their belief systems? How are they at budgeting? You need to really ask yourself these very important questions and what your ultimate person actually looks like, because right now it definitely looks like your view is a little off the mark as far as what you need and what you want. Now, connection to resolve, this one actually kind of interests me, and I would love to hear how this correlates with you guys, because we have a Page of Swords and a Two of Wands. So what this is telling me is there is a younger person that has a great amount of cleverness and intuition that offered you a choice that has a good one that ends great one way or the other, but it doesn't look like you've made a choice yet as far as what they've offered you. And I'm kind of curious on if this person gave you an idea of someone who'd be a great new person to try dating, or maybe even just an idea of where to start looking for your ultimate partner. Definitely let me know in the comments, because that's intriguing. Now, as far as where or what to look for in your next relationship when you are ready, slowness. Reverse Eight of Wands is all about slowing down and making sure that you're actually enjoying the ride. Instead of your whirlwind crazy, spark it up, let it burn bright, and then it putters out super quick, let it have a slow growth. Let it progress on its own, and make sure that you are really just taking every step with a snail pace. Because it seems like that quick start, flash, burn, and out is not helping. And as far as your behavior to fix in love, it definitely looks like your last relationship left a nasty taste in your mouth that you feel like there's no point. You just have the worst luck in love. But go back to the relationship that caused that thought process so that you can begin the healing process. And this, honestly, is probably where you should start right off the get-go, before you even look at your view of what your ultimate partner actually looks like, before looking at that choice that this clever person gave you. That, granted, it has a great ending either way, but even before you look at that, address this right here. Ask yourself, what makes you think that you're so unlucky in love? Was it a past relationship? Was it the ultimate love that got away? Address this, and then the rest of these will start to fall into place so that we can change from not ready to ready to try again. If any of those readings resonated with you, please leave your top 3 in the comments. And if you would like a more in-depth reading on how to be more prepared for either a new relationship that you are trying to build, or even just to make sure that you are ready to date before you jump back in the game, the schedule link is in the description, or you can even hit me up on Facebook or Instagram. Links for those are on the channel page. And because I know a lot of those were a little on the rough side, remember, no one is perfect. No one is ever 100% ready for a new relationship. So if your spirit guides are telling you that this could be a good thing, give it a shot. But if you don't feel like that person is right for you, or you don't feel ready to try dating again, give yourself that boundary and that grace. You are allowed to go at your own pace and your own time. But until next time, have a fabulous night. And remember, aligned love is out there. It's just waiting for everyone involved to be ready.